And if you think about it, it seems so shameless, like crashing a party and looking extremely fabulous so people will talk about you. And I'm very sure in the moment she would have felt like a fraud. Zendaya is now a household name and undoubtedly a fashion icon. A lot of people attribute her to movies like Spider-Man, to shows like Euphoria, but she's been in the industry for over 10 years and her OG fans love her from her Disney days.
Okay, like...
But starting out as a child or a teenager in the entertainment industry, it's often hard for most celebrities to, transition or position themselves for more serious or mature roles. A lot of celebrities have gone through the route of oversexuality or like vulgarity, but Zendaya was able to transform herself from like a sweet, cute Disney star to like an elegant, graceful icon through the help of fashion.
It's giving fashion.
My name is Tama Briggs, and in this video we'll be talking about practical tips we can learn from Zendaya's transformation and reinvention. So let's get straight into it. Number 1, being self-aware, being realistic about who you are and where you want to be.
But it's about being aware of that doubt, right? Because if I ignored it, then I would be trying to do things that I wasn't ready to do. I had to look at myself and go, oh, well, I am still that girl, and I get why people wouldn't think that I can do it. I get that. I haven't proven that I can. So it's about being a little bit more realistic and understanding why those opinions are happening. So it's like, okay, I get that. So that means whatever I do, whenever I do it, has to be so good to prove that I can do it. You know what I mean? So it's about, like, to me, it was about, like, taking smaller roles and doing things that were smaller and but elevated. I'm just gonna take my time and I'm gonna start small and build and build and build. So by the time I'm ready to make that step, it feels realistic. It's not like, you know what I'm saying?
Who the fuck does she think she is out here?
So in the clip, she talked about acknowledging that she had to prove herself, understanding why people may not yet believe in her. She didn't see it as a bad thing that people didn't yet believe in her. She was self-aware enough to realize that, okay, I have to work on my craft, I have to work on myself and prove to people that I am really that girl. I believe that the first step to solving any problem is to be able to identify that there is a problem. Getting to a level of self-awareness where you look at yourself thoroughly and realize, maybe I really am not the shit. Maybe. In as much as we want to be positive and do all the self-affirmation, yes, you're a baddie, yes, you're that girl, but every time you go out, your lace front is lifting. Damn! You're always late. You are never organized with your projects. And generally, you act a hot mess.
That's true. I'm doomed.
We have to look at ourselves thoroughly and actually acknowledge, these are the areas I'm struggling with. These are the areas I could be better at. And that's okay because I'm on my journey. I'm working on becoming the best version of myself.
Yeah!
I feel like every woman who has achieved some kind of success has gone through phases of self-reflection and correction. Correction can come in form of deciding to go back to school, learning a new skill, being more poised or slow to anger, attending the gym or maintaining a consciously healthy lifestyle, completely changing your look, your appearance, your wardrobe. For example, just like Cardi B deciding to get her teeth fixed because she knew it was something that would affect her confidence.
What made you get your teeth fixed?
I know I'm gonna be more and more on TV.
Right.
And I know they don't look right. And then I did get a little tired. I felt like I was getting bullied. Mm-hmm. And I'm the type of person too, I'm a Libra that I like to be like, aha, what you gonna say about me now?
Right.
And it's like, what can people say about me now?
What I got from Zendaya's speech was more than just the need to, I must prove myself or I must show them. It was more of taking their feedback and actually using it to improve on herself.
I ask people for their opinion because I want to know, but I don't allow it to change my gut feeling, right? I take into consideration without allowing somebody else to make my decision.
Because honestly, sometimes it's hard to look at ourselves objectively. For example, if you're a rude person or you have a bad attitude, that is something that you may not be able to easily identify or be able to diagnose by yourself. It takes other people to tell you that, girl, you have a nasty attitude, girl, what's your words, girl, what's going on? So if a couple of your friends have told you that you have a bad attitude, that isn't the time to start getting defensive and try to prove to them that they're spineless haters, they don't just get you. That may be the time for you to actually take a step back and actually look at your actions for what they really are, and then decide, okay, maybe this is a problem, maybe I should actually start working on, getting better and being the best version of myself.
I'm the problem, it's me.
If we are aware enough to know the kind of person we want to be, the kind of places we want to go, the kind of rooms we want to enter, then we should also be aware enough to know the kind of qualities or traits we have that will hinder us from entering those rooms. If we can fix them, that's a plus. But if it's something we can't fix, we can work around it and learn how to address it with confidence.
Self-confidence.
Point 2, having a strategy and being creative towards achieving your goals.
Another thing that I feel like helped me create an avenue and a lane of my own that was outside of Disney Channel was fashion. I would show up to shit I had no business being at just so I can get the look. You know what I'm saying?
So you were crashing parties and being like, I'm here.
And I was called for years to be like, oh, the seat filler, she just shows up to everything. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yeah, but I look good though, so how about that? Still on the best dress list. So that kind of became my thing to like get out of people seeing me in a certain way was I would dress very well at things I didn't need to be at. And then my thing was like, now I have to prove that I need to be here and I deserve to be here.
So in this clip, Zendaya explains how she basically had to crash parties and go for events where she wasn't exactly honored just so she can get some recognition. But at those events, she would dress very well to make sure she got some attention and traction for herself. Fashion became her strategy in getting her name into the minds of people. This reminds me of a clip I saw a while back with Shiraz Hassan. He was actually one of Kim Kardashian's PR strategists in the early days. And in the clip, he talked about how he would send Kim Kardashian to like VIP salons and boutiques just so paparazzi would photograph her with other A-listers.
There was a nail salon in Bedford Drive. That place was where the biggest Hollywood stars would go to get their nails. I put someone in that organization on my payroll. What they did is call me up and say, this A-list celebrity just walked in to get our nails done. I would then call Kim and say, go get your nails done. And guess what? She's kicking back with A-list celebrities and producers while getting her nails done, and I've got cameras, paparazzi, everyone coming out. And then you do the same in an ice cream shop, do the same thing in a restaurant, do the same thing on a plane. It's all strategy.
Zendaya and Kim are pretty much big names now, but once upon a time they were literal nobodies. They pretty much had to sit down and actually strategize on how they were going to make it big in their industries. And if you think about it, it seems so shameless, like crashing a party and looking extremely fabulous so people will talk about you. And I'm very sure in the moment she would have felt like a fraud. But she saw it as an opportunity to get herself into those circles with the mindset that she deserved to be there. She used every public appearance as a chance to make a statement. I personally feel if you know your worth and you know your values and you're confident in what you have to offer, you should never feel ashamed of promoting yourself. You should never feel ashamed of hyping yourself fiercely until people actually start to see, yeah, this girl has something.
You should like pump you up the most.
Now recognizing that we live in a world with so much noise, you have to actually be creative and unique as to how you want to get people's attention. Zendaya mentioned how fashion became her thing, and that is such a brilliant move. Because people will always talk about fashion, it's always a great conversation starter, and it's forever be a prominent aspect of popular culture. So her thing was to ensure she was always mentioned in like best dressed lists or like who were better conversations. And that brings me to my third point, creating your own buzz.
That's another way I built my career though. I would only put Zendaya in things that everybody else had worn to get her to the
Be like, look how much better she wore it.
because I'm like, literally, she's 16 years old, she's 6. Who's gonna wear it better than her? So I would literally go to the shows and they'll say, Law, someone already wore that, or such and such wore that. Such. I was like, can we?
That's
I was
cool.
like, if you don't mind, I don't mind.
Yeah.
And so what happened is she began to build press off who wore it better, and she would always wear it better. So it was those things, because I didn't come from anyone's lineage. You know, unfortunately, I didn't have a mentor. I was never anyone's assistant. I was never an intern. So when I came to LA, I had to figure it out.
Yeah.
And so what I've learned really quickly, I was like, this game is about press.
Yeah.
So
You have to admit the brilliance in the who wore it better strategy. I mean, when most celebrities were mortified by the idea of like wearing clothes that have been already photographed on others, Law Roach was up for the challenge, and he saw it as a great opportunity for people to start talking about Zendaya. I mean, back then social media wasn't as popular and people couldn't easily go viral. So these are the kinds of things you see on magazines or on TV that would stir up conversation. For a talent like Zendaya that people didn't really know out of Disney, hearing her in conversations where bigger celebrities were mentioned was literally genius exposure for her. And I love how he mentioned she was a 16-year-old skinny tall girl. Who would have wanted better? Like really, who? You have got to love the confidence in that brilliance. And I also appreciate that Zendaya was daring enough to actually go along with that idea. No, for sure, we as girlies would dread the idea of when something that someone else has already worn for an event. No. Similarly, I feel we as creators or artists or business owners or whatever it is you are, we should be brave when it comes to actually hyping ourselves and hyping our craft. We can equally learn to fine-tune the trends of the time to work for our favor or for our best interest. I mean, you can have the best products in the market, but if nobody has heard about it, you're not going to sell. No matter how amazing that product is, if nobody knows about it, it will not sell. But you can't just wait for people to magically come to you or recognize you. You have to be the one to put yourself in their conversation. You know, ignite the fireworks, make noise about yourself and what you have to offer. I understand, for many of us, constantly promoting ourselves may seem like a narcissistic thing to do. But a lot of us actually have gifts that can greatly impact the lives of people around us or even people at large. The same way hearing someone's story or watching someone's vlog or watching someone's business journey can ignite a fire in our lives, that's the same way that you sharing your own story can also be the key to positively affect someone else's life.
Yes, girl.
Point number 4, be fearless and polarizing.
Point of fashion is to be polarizing. Like, not everybody's supposed to like it, not everybody's supposed to hate it. Like, it's supposed to be a discussion. That's the point of fashion and style. Not everybody is supposed to like it, you know what I mean? Like,
so polarizing basically means a situation that causes a divide in opinion amongst people. According to this article on Google, a polarizing person is basically a divisive person who tends to split opinions, aka you either love them or hate them. It may be someone's ideas and beliefs or just the way they behave that makes them polarizing. Perhaps the most polarizing person in recent times was former President Donald Trump. A polarizing person is someone who is able to stir up conversation, either good or bad, about them. And the thing is, being polarizing can be seen as controversial, but it can also be seen as an instrument to cause change or like positive uproar. For example, in the entertainment industry, which is very fast-paced, very dynamic, always evolving, standing out from the crowd can be a challenging task. But she found a way to use fashion as a polarizing tool to spark intense reactions and fuel discussions.
That's the whole point, you know, is for there to be conversation and talk. If I didn't dress the way I dressed or wear my hair the way I wanted to because people told me that they didn't like it, I would be boring and I wouldn't be on the cover of this magazine because no one would care.
A simple way to put this is you can't be basic or boring and expect people to flock towards you or like give you attention. For Zendaya, she recognized that she had like an introverted or reserved nature, so taking risks with fashion was a way of transforming herself and getting people's attention on her and what she had to offer.
I wore a fun outfit I feel like a lot of people loved and a lot of people hated my hat. Either way, I thought it was cool. Erykah Badu tweeted me.
For a lot of people, there's that fear of like standing out and being different. But in a situation where you have so much competition, being basic and being vanilla will just make you forgettable. I like how she specifies some people will like it and some people will not. You can't be afraid of not being liked by everyone because naturally not everybody would like gravitate to you or what you have to offer. And that's okay. You'll find the tribe of people who get you and would ride for you strongly.
to be fearless and just do it, you know, and if you feel comfortable, if you feel confident when you walk out the door, like, why does anybody else's opinion really matter to you? And the people who will get it will get it. There was a time, you know, if I ever felt hesitant, he would always ask me, but do you care though? And I'd be like, no, I don't.
You may love her or hate her, but you can't forget about her because she's steadily on fashion's headlines and hot topics with her looks. I mean, we can't deny that Zendaya has cemented her name as a fashion icon, someone we always look forward to seeing on the red carpet. Zendaya is an example of how to evolve gracefully. It wasn't forced, it wasn't pushed. She naturally matured with her fans, and I love that for her.
Zendaya reminds us all that true icons must always be brave, and they will be forever ageless.
Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and I'll be back real soon with another video. Stay blessed.